Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are at Darlington, the Lady in Black this week. Road to Pro Truck Series, brought to you by Tommy's Fire and Safety. It's the 6th week in this series, racing at Darlington Raceway again. Where you got 6 mile an hour winds out there. It's fairly clear, light winds. It's about 77 degrees Fahrenheit ambient temperature. Now, again, Darlington Raceway, it's about 1.31 miles long, so it's not quite a mile and a half, and it's not really a short track, 1 mile. So it's going to be an interesting track. They call it Lady in Black because a lot of trucks seem to slide off the side walls and leave their tire marks permanently on the walls of this place. They have to repaint it after every race. So a little bit of information, Ty Bostic last week won the race, so he gets an EOL for winning the race last week, so he goes back to the end of the longest line. We are going to have a stage break at the end of lap 42, and the drivers in the top 10, I believe, will be receiving points for that. We have 5 sets of tires total, 1 set on the truck, 4 sets of tires in the pits. We have 1 fast repair tonight. We will be having 3 green, white, checkered if needed. Last year's races, in the spring race, Marty Calvert was the winner. The pole sitter was Marty, and the most laps led were by Marty Calvert as well. 72 laps he led. They had 6 lead changes and only 1 caution. So we'll see if we get out of here without having more than 1 caution this time around. I know in the fall race they had 4 cautions. So let's just see how this will play out this evening. We'll see if they get a lot of cautions or not. Now, at this moment in time, they're out there doing their laps for qualifying. So we will be right back with your starting grid. Stand by. Okay, the guys are just finishing up their qualifying laps. Again, it's the Road to Pro Series, brought to you by Tommy's Fire and Safety, 188, racing here at Darlington. So we're going to get ready to go here. Just going to wait for them to grid up. Just sorting it out now. It appears that Marty Calvert is on the point again this year. So just finishing things up. I believe it's Stephen Kirby is out there at this moment in time. He's the last one out on the track. And it looks like Stephen Kirby actually has the fastest truck at this moment in time. Just waiting for him to finish up his qualifying lap. And then we'll get everyone on the grid. So Tommy's Fire and Safety, they have a complete fire protection services, fire extinguisher, sales and service, fire suppression systems, emergency and exit lighting. Why choose Tommy's? Over 40 years of experience, reliable and professional service, compliant inspections, and fast, friendly support. Tommy's Fire and Safety. They are your one-stop shop for everything you need. Alrighty, we're ready to grid. Let's go over to the grid and take a look. See if I can do this today. We're going to have Stephen Kirby on the point. Marty Calvert is going to be second. William Curran is third. Zach Ward is fourth. John Ledger is fifth. Brandon Fiedler will be sixth position. Kane Vandemark is in seventh. Jeff Naren is in eighth. Steve Morman will be in ninth position. Justin Moyers will be in 10th. Max Troin will be in 11th. Bryn George will be in 12th. Duke Smith will be in 13th. Jeffrey Belk will be in 14th. David Balasari will be in 15th. Marshall Dugan, 16th. Pete Woodrum will be 17th. Wes Gallo will be 18th. Mark Ward is in 19th. Ty Bostic is in 20th. Chandler Chabot is in 21st. Philip Beaver in 22nd. Eric Olson in 23rd. Tristan Bast in 24th. Corey Goodall in 25th. David Watts in 26th. Evan Emick will be rounding out the field in 27th position. So we're going to go back right along with the leader, Marty Calvert and Stephen Kirby on the point. Excuse me. We're going to ride along with these guys. Again, it's a shorter track. It's not quite 1.5 mile track, the normal cookie cutter. It's only 1.3, so it's a little bit shorter. We're just going to ride along here, wait for the pace car to go off. Let's bring up our track map so we can let everyone see where we are. Just going into turn 3 at the moment. Waiting for the pace truck to go off. There it is. Pace truck is off. Here we go. Green flag's in the air. We're going racing at Darlington. Here we go. Going down the line. There's Stephen Kirby getting a little bit fetched up, and that gave lots of room for Marty Calvert to jump out ahead, and he did jump out ahead. He's gone. He's just driving away from this thing at this moment in time. He has already got almost a second lead on Stephen Kirby and everyone else in the pack. And we're just going to take a look back and take a look through Stephen's windshield, see what he sees. He can see Marty driving away from him at this moment in time. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. He has a 1 second lead on second place. Going back to the field, we have 4 trucks right there at this moment in time. Brandon Fielder is in the back. And then we have a gap behind him of another 2 seconds almost to the car, closest car to him, which would be Kane Vandemark. So we'll go back to Kane. He's right there as well, but he's definitely back there. Everyone seemed to be split up, and we have a caution right off the bat. It looks like Wes Gallo crashed. We'll take a look and see what happened to Wes. And David Balasari. Let's still take a look and see what happened to these guys. Wes Gallo in the 07. He's coming up behind the 60. And it has the 1 right behind him, Pete Woodrum. Someone got into an accident in front of them. Let's see what happened. Okay, we're going to go take a look and see. There was smoke up ahead. So we're going to have to back this up just a little bit again. Take another look. See if we can see what was going on. it looked like the 97 had a little bit of a spin, spun around. Wes got into him. The 60 was into it. The 22 got into Wes. Joe just misses Wes. Okay, let's see if we can go back and take another quick look. Oh, my goodness. We're going to go back to this crash, look at Wes's windshield, see if we can follow this through. Because, again, I believe it was the 97. He got up a little bit high, slid sideways. The 60 went down low, trying not to get caught up in it. He got tagged in the rear quarter panel. That just sent everybody spinning. Wow. Okay, Wes had a little bit of trouble last week as well, so hopefully this is not a trend happening, and hopefully this will be the only thing he gets into this week. So hopefully that's all there is as far as problems go for Wes today. All right, we're lining back up. Get back into line. Again, Marty Calvert is in the lead. Stephen Kirby second. William Caron is in third. Zach Ward fourth. Brandon Fiedler is in fifth. We're just going back and taking a look. Everyone's getting the line back up again. We'll take a look out his windshield. The lights are still on the pace truck. Okay, the lights are off. This is our last lap. One more time around, and we're going to go racing again. It's a beautiful sunny day down here in Darlington. Just waiting for the skies to open up. They're calling for rain tomorrow or the next day, but we're not getting it today. Today we have the sun. So, all right, the pace truck is coming around, going into turn 3. Wes Gallo and Evan and Mick, they're catching up to the back of the pack. Actually, it looks like Evan's off the track right now. Wes Gallo just got up to the back of the pack. They're getting ready to go again. Green flag's in the air. We're racing again. Back to racing again at Darlington. Again, the 109 Stephen Kirby, he's got a little bit of a run trying to catch up to Marty on the outside. Didn't really work for him. He's falling in behind him now. We got everyone bunched up. One truck going low. But we'll stay with the leaders. Everyone looks to be doing pretty good. Back and check on Ken Vandermark. He's back there in the 4 Red Bull truck. Seems to be riding along fairly well. Take a look at Bryn George. Bryn George in a 45. He's just going by the 8. Max Troyne seems to be running along quite decently. Go back to Duke Smith in the 17. He's right there by himself. No time truck. John Ledger in the 19. He's back there. Everyone's getting spaced out nicely. Marshall Dugan in the 20. Not a problem there. Fire Department New York truck. There's Wes Gallo. Wes Gallo back there in the 07. He may have had to use a fast repair, I'm not sure, after that hit. But he's looking okay, but he's at the back of the pack for this moment in time, so we'll have to keep an eye on him and see if he can beat his way back up through the pack. So we've got 9 laps in of 125 so far. We'll go back up to the leaders. Take a look. Marty is out in front. He's got a half a second lead on Stephen Kirby. Driving away from him. We were hoping to have a couple extra cameras here tonight, and we were a little bit late getting our camera in order to load them up for this evening. So next week we're going to make sure that we have a little bit better camera angles for you, because we're heading into Dover next week, which will be a short track, 1 mile track. We're going to be racing at Dover. It's going to let these guys let out some of their pent-up frustrations, I would dare say, at this short track at Dover. I'll tell you what, it's going to be fun next week at Dover Raceway, Dover, Delaware. But right now we are in Darlington, the Lady in Black. We're following along with Marty. He's running this thing, not a problem at all. We're just going to run down through the pack, take a look at everyone that's driving along. There's Stephen Kirby in his 109 truck. The Fuelmar truck, looking good today. William Curran, he's in that 81. A lot of chrome on that truck. You almost think he was a truck driver. Truck drivers do like their chrome. Been there, done that. Know all about buying chrome at the shops. Okay, then we have Zach Ward. Zach Ward is in the 5. Good looking truck as well. Zach Ward Designs. Good looking truck tonight. And Brandon Fiedler in the 39 truck. That's a good looking truck as well. Cam Vandermark, Red Bull truck, number 4. Just riding along, not a problem tonight. Jeff Nairn in the 27, 44 watts truck. Sharp looking truck, I believe that's a newer paint job this week. They are doing a throwback paint job scheme this week, so if you're noticing some of these paint jobs from days gone by, they were trying to do a throwback paint job scheme this week. So we'll see how many of these paint jobs you can remember from days in the past. Steve Mormon in the 26 truck. That's a good looking truck there, Maker's Mark. Then we have Bryn George in the 45. Green and white truck, good looking truck as well. Then we have Ty Bostic. He's in the 22. He's at the Winn-Dixie truck this week. Good looking truck, black and yellow. Max Troyne, he's in the 8 truck, back in the 11th position. Pennington Roundup truck. And then we have the 78 of Tristan Bass, all black GR truck. Again, another sharp looking truck. Duke Smith in the 17, orange and white, tow time. Then we have John Ledger in the 19, Monster Energy. Always a good looking truck. Philip Beaver in the 60, driving the Fuelmar truck. Always stands out. Got a little bit of front end damage I see, but that was from the accident that he was into there a little bit earlier. A little bit of stuff on the nose, a little scuff on it. Chandler Chabot in the 66, right behind him in the Army truck. Go Army. Justin Moyers in the 11. Budweiser. Always time for a Budweiser, isn't it? Then we have Eric Olson in the 64. Always like that Kellogg's truck. That's a good looking truck right there. David Balisari in the 97 Heatwave truck. That's a pretty cool looking truck itself. Like the striping on that. Corey Goodall's right behind him in the 333 truck, that Toyota. He's got a lot of sponsorship on that old truck. I'll tell you what, you get the orange camo underneath all those sponsors. Then you have Wes Gallo in the black truck, the Toyota. Good looking truck of Wes. Doesn't look too bad, worse for wear maybe. He may have taken a fast repair, but again, we only have one fast repair, so he's going to have to play it safe. If he took that fast repair already, he's going to have to play it safe for the rest of the race. Then Pete Woodrum comes sliding around the corner. What an entrance. The Makita truck. Good looking truck, that number 1. Then you have David Watts in the 54. Fizzerdoo iRacing. on the side of that. I like that stylized 54. That's a different 54 for sure. Then you have Mark Ward in the 10. And we have a caution, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go take a look. Kane Vandermark crashed. We'll go take a look and see what happened to Kane. All right, we're going to ride along with the 4. The 81 got up tight against the wall. They were just too close when the 81 bounced back. It bounced into the side of Kane. Just put him sideways. And just pushing him. Just pushing him down the track. We're going to take a look at the 81 again. Go back to the 81. Inside his car. If I can find him here, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. That's William Curran's car. We're going to take a look. See if we can back this up a little bit. Going to go into the windshield. Riding side by side. He's in the roll bar. Kane came up a little bit. There's Kane just hanging on. Nowhere to go. Wow. All right, we're going to go back to Kane. Take a look at Kane again. Scroll down and see if I can find him. We're going to go up into his camera. All right, we're back to live. We lost that feed, so we're back to live. He's in the pits. Just about everyone is in the pits right now. We're going to go back to live. We're going to go back up to the leader. Tristan Bass now is actually your leader. As we roll back into this thing. Just about everyone was into the pits. We'll take a quick look. Marshall Dugan's still in the pits. Wes Gallo's still in the pits. They're coming out now. Jeffrey Belk is still in the pits. He's coming out. Marshall Dugan's the only one still in the pit. He's just finishing up. That fire department New York truck. There he goes. He's out of there. He's ready to go again. We're going to go back up to Tristan Bass. They're all cycling through. Evan and Mick is out of the race. So we're getting down to the 26 trucks that are in the race at this moment in time. I believe Marshall Dugan in the 20. He was a little bit late getting out. So I think he may be a lap down now because he came out late and he has to go to the end of the longest line. Just waiting to get confirmation on that. Pace truck is off. We're getting to go racing again. Here we go. Green flags in the air. We're racing again. The 78 and the 27. With Jeff Darren on the outside. Seeing if he can do something with it. Wants to get a jump out there. Marty Calvert is in 3rd place. And Stephen Kirby is in 4th. So the leaders from before, they're right there. And they want their positions back. There's the 109. Stephen Kirby looking on the outside. Christian Bass, he's going around him. But we still have Jeff Nairn. He's out in front. He's going to make the guys fight for it a little bit. Christian Bass just got a little bit sloppy there. I'll tell you what, he just got a little bit loose. But he saved it. He was okay. Everyone's looking good back there. Jeff Nairn is definitely still driving away. He's got some power under the hood of that train. He's ready to go. So yes, Marshall Dugan, he is in the back. He appears to be down one lap at this moment in time. Eric Olson is in the pits. Not quite sure what happened to Eric in the 64. Not quite sure what's going on with Eric. He's in the pits. He's in there for a little bit. He may have had a penalty. Back up to the leader. Marty Calvert is now back in the lead of this thing. And he's driving away. Jeff Nairn is in second position. Brandon Fiedler is in fourth. Actually, Stephen Kirby just passed him for third position. So Stephen Kirby is working his way back up. But Marty is driving away with this thing right now. We're just going to follow along and see what happens with it. Mark Ward crashed. I see Mark Ward crashed earlier. We're going to go back and take a look. We missed it. Not quite sure what happened to Mark Ward. He's driving along in the 10. He spun around. Wow, he took a heck of a hit. Did not bring out the caution. He was able to get it going and keep racing. But he took a heck of a hit there, ladies and gentlemen. We're still racing. Back up with the leaders. There's Marty Calvert. He's coming up. He's passing the 10. That's Mark Ward going a lap down. He's bouncing off the wall. Actually, Mark Ward's in trouble. He's bouncing off the wall up there, trying to stay out of the way of the leaders. Marty's just leaving. He's gone. He's going around the 64 of Eric Olson. Just driving away from everyone. He is the truck to beat at this moment in time. Take a look at Stephen Kirby. Take a look at his windshield. See what he sees. He's sitting about a little over a second behind Marty. So we're just going to ride along. We're going to go back and take a look at Mark Ward. Mark Ward's back there. Getting a little bit of difficulty. He looks okay there now. He's just falling back into pace. The 64 of Eric Olson, he's down low, but he looks like he's picking back up again. So he's okay. Pete Woodrum, he got passed, I believe. We'll go back up to Marty. Marty is just driving away from everyone else. It's hard to see how he has that much power to drive away. But I tell you what, Stephen Kirby and Brandon Fiedler, they're right there behind him. They're trying to catch up. Stephen's almost a second behind. Brandon Fiedler is just over a second behind. Take a look out the windshields. Take a look and see. He's looking to see if he can catch up. We're looking at Stephen Kirby's windshield at the moment. Looking to see if he can catch up to him. He is narrowing the gap. A little bit every lap. He's gaining a little bit. Looks like he's gaining about a tenth a lap. Brandon Fiedler, he's right there behind Stephen Kirby. He wants to stay into this thing. Perhaps the two of those guys could get up and get a little bit of drafting help with each other, and maybe they can catch up to Marty. We're going to have to wait and see. We'll go back out to the main feed and take a look and see from overhead. We're going to bring up the side ticker, take a good look and see where everyone is. So everyone's on the lead lap until we get down to the Ward 10 truck in 24th position. And then we have Olson is down 3 laps, Dugan's down 1 lap. Ward's down 1 lap. So we have 4 trucks now that are down a few laps. Ward is the first one a lap down, so he will get the lucky dog if the caution comes out. We're just watching this and waiting to see how this is all going to play out. We're going to go back up with the leader. Everyone is just driving along, taking care of business. Well, that gives me the opportunity to bring up Tommy's Fire and Safety. They're bringing the Tommy's Fire and Safety 188 to Darlington this week. And again, Tommy's Fire and Safety has been in protecting business since 1981. Complete fire protection services. Fire extinguishers, fire suppression, and emergency and exit lighting. Anything you need, you can get from Tommy's. All right, we're going to go back up to the leader. Marty's still driving away with this thing. He has a little over a second lead. Almost 2 seconds on Brandon in 3rd place. He has a little over 2 seconds in Ty Bostic in 4th place. So we're just driving away with this thing. Marty doesn't mind that at all. Again, he was the winner last spring. He was the winner, he was the pole sitter, and he led the most laps, 72 laps altogether. So I'll tell you what, we're just going to take a look and see what's up with this. We've only had 2 cautions for 6 laps. So lap 42, remember, we do have a stage break coming up. Lap 42, we do have a stage break, so that'll be in the next 3 laps. So the guys are looking for stage points. Marty's obviously going to get some stage points unless something drastic happens to him right now. It looks like he's going to take the majority of the stage points. So everyone else is looking for the top 10, I believe, is going to get some points. I could be wrong on that. I have to check with the promoter and see exactly how many points they do get. But I believe right now that the top 10 trucks will get points at the stage break. There's the 78 going into pit lane. That's Tristan Bass. But he's going in a little bit early. I'm surprised he only had 1 more lap to go. But they were thinking that you should be able to get about 34, 35 laps per tank of fuel. So maybe he needed fuel. I'm not quite sure why he went in. But he's still in. He's just coming out of the pits now. Tristan Bass is just coming out. There's lap 42. Now we have to wait for all the trucks to cycle through. So we're going to be almost at lap 43 by the time the caution comes out. Because they need to get the points for the top 10 drivers. Again, confirmation on that, but I believe it's the top 10 drivers receive bonus points for being in the stage break. So here we go across the start finish line again. We're in the lap 43. The caution should be waving. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. So if it is the top leaders that get stage break points, it would be Marty Calvert in first, Stephen Kirby in second, Ty Bostic is in third, Brandon Fiedler is in fourth, William Caron is in fifth, Steve Mormon in sixth, Bryn George in seventh, John Ledger in eighth, Zach Ward in ninth, and Duke Smith rounding out your top 10. So this will also let everyone regroup, recycle, go in to get your pit stops done, and then we'll all be bunched back up again to restart this thing. So we're going to watch and see what happens. The guys are going to start coming into pit lane, I'm sure. Probably come in, grab a full tank of fuel. Fuel up in Sunoco fuel. Let's see if they take inside, outside. David Baldessari has crashed. Kane Vandermark has crashed. What happened to those guys? We're going to take a look and see. What happened to those guys? We have a blinker. Oh, something happened in the 97. We're going to go back and take a look. We're going to have to back that up a little bit. We're going to have to find the 97. David Baldessari. I'll back him up. We'll zoom in on him. Take a look. It looks like Kane might have came in a little bit faster, or actually David may have locked it up a little bit because he was getting close to the truck in front of him. And Kane didn't realize he was going to slow down so fast, and he got into the back end of David just enough to send him sideways. That put him into the wall. So that was just one of those deals where you slow down for the trucks in front of you, catching up to the pack. In wrong place, wrong time. Back up with Stephen Kirby. He's your leader at this moment in time, waiting for the caution to cycle through. And then we get this thing back racing again. Now the 78 is a lap down. That's Tristan Bass. So he's probably waiting for a wave around. There it is. He's driving around the truck now. It looks like the lights are off on the pace truck. Going into turn 1. Around through turn 2. So everyone now is trying to play catch up to the leaders. Corey Goodall, he's trying to catch up to the pack. Marshall Dugan, he's coming out of the pits. He's trying to catch up with the pack. Mark Ward. Tristan Bass. He was just there behind the pace truck. He's getting his wave around, so he's rushing to hurry up, get back behind the pack. He should have no problem catching up with the pack at this moment in time. So back up to the front. Stephen Kirby. Going to get this thing ready to roll again. Mrs. Ledger. I am Mrs. Ledger. Go Ledger. Have fun, guys. Lorraine, Nija. Go John Ledger and Ty B. All right, we're back to racing again, guys. Stephen Kirby, Marty Calvert, back out the front. That's where they've been, side by side, for a lot of this race, actually. They started the race pretty much side by side. They're going to continue to be side by side. Although it looks like Marty's getting a little bit of a jump. Pulling ahead in the 16. Ty Bostic is right there in the 22, though, in third place. Brandon Fiedler is right there as well. We're just going to kind of keep an eye out, see what's going to happen with these guys right now. We're running for position. We'll run back, take a look farther back in the field, just to see who is back here. No big issues at this moment in time that I can see farther back. Everyone's just kind of riding along, minding their P's and Q's, as it were. But again, Marty, he's got some horsepower. There he is, taking off from the pack again. Right off the bat. 0.4 of a second fast on second place, Stephen Kirby. Stephen's trying to reel him in. Over to Stephen Kirby. We'll take a look at his windshield. Actually go onto his roll bar, onto the roof cam, and take a look. Take a look out the back. We're all racing side by side and trying to catch up. A little bit of a race back there in about 5th and 6th place. That's William and Bryn George. They were racing side by side. Now we have a caution out again. John Ledger has crashed. Chandler Chabot has crashed. We're going to take a look, see if we can see what happened to these guys. It's tight racing. Looks like the 19 got into the side of 66. Spun around, lifted back into the truck right off the ground. Oh, and then 19 went up. It caught the 8. Just about drove underneath the 8. Wow. Okay, we're going to have to go back into the 19. Take a look at John. See if we can back this up again. See if we can take a look out his windshield. See if we can see what's going on. He's into the side of the 66, back quarter panel. Spun him around, sliding up the track into the 8. Just about drove underneath the 8. All right. Wow. That was a heck of a crash. And then the 8 came back down and got into the side of John again. So it was just multiple hits on the 8, the 19, and the 66. All three of them were taking multiple hits on that. That was a heck of a ride. Okay, we're back live again. We'll back up with Marty. Back up to the front of the pack. Chandler Chabot, he's just coming out. Corey Goodall, he's coming out of the pits. Mark Ward's coming out of the pits. Kane Vandermark, he is where? Kane Vandermark is where at? Where's Kane at? I don't see Kane at all. Don't see Kane at this moment in time. He may be out. He may be out of this thing for now. I'll have to go back and take a look. Looking from the windshield, the lights are off on the pace truck. We're going into turn 1 and 2. Coming around turn 2, looking at the backstretch here in a moment. Everyone's lining back up again. John Ledger is back there in the 18th position. Chandler's back there in the 20th position. Let's see, Max Troyne, he's up there in the 17th position. So they're all back on the track. Everyone that looks like was involved in that accident are all back in the track, except for Kane Vandermark. He's back there somewhere, I believe. But I don't see him. Okay, go with Marty. Back up to the front. Pace truck is off. Ready to get this thing rolling again. Green flag is in the air now. Here we go. There goes the 16. Marty has just got his foot to the floor and he is going. Look at him. He's just driving away. Third place, Ty Bostic. We'll take a look out his windshield. You can see the 109 Philmar truck. He tried bouncing off the wall. He tried everything to do to keep right up to the back end of Marty. And Ty's right there. Ty wants to see what he can do with this. I'll tell you what, though. Marty Covett is going, but we have a caution again. David Watts has crashed. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to David Watts. David Watts in the 54, the 66 coming up. He just got a little bit loose coming around the corner. That's all it takes. Get a little bit sideways one way. He tried to overcorrect. Overcorrected it, spun the other way. The 333 saying, oh no, here he comes. Got into the side of him. Got back down. He almost got into the 20. Back into the wall again. Oh my goodness, what a ride. What a ride for him. Lost his tailgate. The tailgate fell off the truck. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what. David Watts jumped into the pits. He's in the pits right now. We're going to go back up with Marty. Back up with the leader. Going to try to recycle this thing. As of right now, we got lap 55 of 125. Leader is Marty Calvert. We've had 5 cautions for 14 laps. So last spring they had 4 cautions. So we have beat the cautions from last spring to this year. We've had only 3 lead changes. So I'll tell you what. It's not a competition year to year, but these guys are definitely finding something for me to do up here in the broadcast booth. They're making me work for it tonight. All right, we're going to go back and take a look. Jeffrey Belk's in the pits. Chandler Chabot's in the pits. Corey Goodall's just coming out of the pits. Mark Ward is in the pits, just coming out, actually. David Watts is in the pits. So a bunch of guys are still in the pit lane. Starting to come out of the pit lane at the moment. All these guys are coming out trying to beat the leaders before they come around. Because if the pace truck is near the end of pit lane will close and it'll be stuck on pit lane until the crowd goes by the pit lane entrance. Or exit, I should say. Now here we go. We have 4 or 5 trucks racing to get around the track to try to catch up to the back of the pack. And it looks like David Watts is still in the pits. So he definitely had damage. He's trying to get it done. I don't know if he used his fast repair already or if he's just not using his fast repair this time around. Hope he can get the damage fixed before he goes too far down. So the lights are off on the pace truck. They're coming down the back stretch. Heading into turn 3. Around turn 3 into turn 4, the pace truck is pulling off. Going to get ready to get this thing rolling again. Marty and Steven at the front of the pack. Ready to go. Keep an eye on Marty because he's going to floor it. I know he is. Green flag's in the air. Look, there they go, boys. Not that big of a jump this time. Not this big of a jump at all. I'm surprised. Marty's still out in the front, but just barely. Steven's on the outside looking. Steven's going to tuck in behind. They're all going to drop into single file racing. Going to see what they can do now. But Marty is slowly pulling away from the rest of the pack. That truck may have to go in for inspection at the end of this race. Oh, they're wrecking right back. They're wrecking. Brandon Fiedler. He crashed. Take a quick look and see what happened to Brandon. See if we get a good look. He's right there in the 39 truck. The 81's going to go high. Going to try to get around the outside of him. Looks like Brandon was going to try to go a little bit high as well. He's sliding up there. He got a little bit loose coming around the corner. He's not near anyone. That was just looks like it was by himself. Then it looks like the 45. Bryn George got into the back of him, spun him around. Then everybody starts to avoid them. Bryn George slowed down. Everybody's locking it up, trying not to hit. Brandon, oh, the 07 West just missed the front of him. Wow. That was getting pretty close. Marshall Dugan crashed. What happened to Marshall? Let's take a quick look and see what happened to Marshall. He was back there a little ways. In the 20. I think he was just looking out his windshield, seeing what was coming up. He was seeing everybody wrecking in front of him. So it looks like the 64 went down in front of him, trying to slow down. There's Marshall trying to slow down, whoa it up. He sees the 39. He's trying to avoid him. And he didn't. He caught him. Put him up into Mark Ward, it looked like, in the 10. It wasn't a bad hit, but it was bad enough. Wow. That put him down in the pits, so he got towed to the pits after that. Wow. Okay, let's go back up live. Back up to your leader again. So Brandon Fiedler's in the pits. Jeffrey Belk's just coming out. Chandler Chabot's just coming out of the pits. Mark Ward is in the pits. And David Watts is in the pits. David Watts has been in there for 6 minutes. Yes, 6 minutes. Oh, my goodness. In the 54. So he's been in there for a while. So, yes, he's trying to get some damage fixed on that truck. So we'll have to keep an eye. See if he can get back out on the track. All right. So here we go. Back to live. Watching the trucks come around the corner. In turn one. I believe the lights are off on the pace truck. So the pace truck will be pulling off into the pits once it finishes getting off the backstretch. Then we're going to get back into racing with this thing. So that would be, I believe, 6 cautions now. 6 cautions for 18 laps, not including this one. I'll tell you what. You know, the guys do not like having all these cautions. And we were kind of talking about that before the race. I mean, it does add for some exciting racing going on. And it does keep the pack nice and tight. But it gets a little ridiculous if you do them too often. I was joking. I said every 25 laps or so would be a good time to have a caution. But they don't need them every 2 or 3. Anyway, we're back to racing again. Green flag was in the air. We're on the track. We're going. Marty's taking off again. Steven's on the outside trying to see what he can do. Ty Bostic is right there looking as well in that yellow and black truck. They're all getting back in the single line. Fairly well maintained. But we have Steven and Marty side by side, and Steven's actually getting a run on the inside of Marty. Let's see if he can do anything with it. He's right there. Steven was right there. And Marty got a little bit of a jump on the outside, got back in front of him, and look at him go. He's just driving away. Like he's just driving away with a half a second lead. Right off the bat, not even one full lap. He's just going. And we have a caution out again. Oh my goodness. David Balsari has crashed. Wes Gallo has crashed. What happened to those guys? Let's go back and take a look. David Balsari in the 97. Wes Gallo is right in front of him in the 07. The 60 was up into the wall a little bit. He came down actually in front of the 19. Wes Gallo got into the back of the 19. 97 got into the back of the 07. The 5 got in the back of the 97. It's just a horrendous crash. What are you doing, boys? I'll tell you what, this is just getting crazy. Look, all this damage to all these trucks here. I'll tell you what, somebody's going to need a fast repair. Or at least a few minutes into the pits. Trying to get these things sorted out. Wow. All right, so the guys are just getting back on the going again, but there's a lot of trucks back into the pits again. We'll go back to live. Back up to the front. I'll tell you what, Philip Beaver's in the pits. A lot of trucks are coming in the pits right now. I believe it was Philip that was into the wall first, and that's what started the whole thing. Zach Ward's coming in. He's coming into the pits. Brandon Fiedler, he's coming in the pits. Justin Moyers is in the pit. He's putting on tires. Philip Beaver's back out. David Balsari, he's getting service. He's going back out again. Wes Gallo's in there getting service. He's going to get ready to pull out of there. He's still in the pit, so he's still sitting there. So he's probably got a little bit of damage he's trying to get done, get it cleaned up. and get it back into race condition again. David Watts is still sitting in the pits. I don't know what happened to David Watts, but he's still in there. He's been in there for quite a while, 11 minutes now. So he had some major damage. You can see a lot of damage on his passenger side. So Wes Gallo is just coming out as well. So everybody's out of the pits. So we're going to go back up to our leaders. I would say that the lights are off on the pace truck. So once again, we'll rack them up and get this thing happening. But we are on lap 65 of 125. The leader is still Marty. Back and forth between Marty and Stephen Kirby. We've had 7 cautions now for 21 laps altogether, with only 3 lead changes. So yes, it's getting a little hectic here for the boys. A lot of aggression. So like I said, next week at Dover, short track racing, you're going to see some aggression. Some of these here little rivalries that we might have getting started here, we might see some of them coming to fruition. And the boys might be taking it out at each other, beating and banging at Dover racetrack next week. All right, here we go. Green flags in the air. Away we go again. Let's see if we can get a few laps in this time, guys. Here we go. Around the corner. Turn 1. Going around into turn 2. Onto the back straightaway. Again, Marty Calvert is on the way. They're all in single file again. But Marty is leading the way once again. Definitely got a fast truck there, right? I can't say anything more. He's got a fast truck. We're going to go through and take a look and see what's going on with everyone. Again, we'll take another look, starting at the front. Marty Calvert. Second place, Stephen Kirby. Ty Bostic is in third in the 22. 81, William Curran. Bryn George is in the 45. Racing along. Steve Mormon is in the 26, right there. Jeff Darren is in 7th place in the 27th. And in the 8 car, Max Troin. He's right there as well. Looking. Pete Woodrum in the 1 truck, just driving along, taking care of his truck as best he can, but he's maintaining a top 10 place. Duke Smith, we haven't talked much about Duke Smith in the 17 tonight, but he's doing a good job. Again, taking care of his equipment, not getting involved in all the accidents that I can see so far. Chandler, he's having a little bit of a difficulty there in the 66. He's been involved in a couple of accidents, but he's doing okay. Oh, the 17 just bounced off the wall. They're racing hard, ladies and gentlemen. Lady in black, collecting some black paint. So, okay, we're going to go Tristan Bass in the 78 now. He's out there scraping the wall, riding it hard. He's been involved in a couple of little things going on. Zach Ward in the 5. Haven't seen a whole lot from Zach. Haven't seen him in a whole lot there tonight. Philip Beaver in the 60, though. He's been involved in a few little things going on. But he's looking pretty good there right now, driving along. Let's see, Brandon Fiedler, right there in the 39. Then we have Tristan Bass in the 78. He's been involved in a couple things here tonight, but he seems to be doing okay right now. There's the 333. Where's Corey Goodall going? He just dropped way down low. But he seems to be okay there now. Duke Smith in the 17. Again, okay, there's David Barassari in the 97. In the Heatwave truck. He's looking pretty good there at the moment. Jeffrey Belk in the 55. Just scraping along the side of the wall. He's just scraping there. Can't hold on to her. Got a little scary there for a minute, but he's all right. Pete Woodrum, he dropped back. He's back there in the 1. We talked to him, but he's been dropping back in the pack. Wes Gallo in the 07. He's riding back there a little bit. Eric Olson, he's back there. He's in 64. He's in 23rd place. Marshall Dugan is in 24th. And I don't even see Marshall on the track any longer. David Watts is in the pits. Kane Vandermark, I'm not sure what happened to Kane. I believe he's out of the race as well. So we'll go back up to Marty. Take a look. Marty is driving away. He's got 0.4 of a second on Stephen Kirby right now. They're just driving along. 73 laps out of 125. Now we just turned out across the line, so we're 74 laps in. So we only have about 51 laps to go. A lot of these guys are wondering, when is this thing going to get over with? Just taking a look. No one's in the waiting room. Oh, there's Marshall. Marshall's in the waiting room. Hey, Marshall, buddy, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Art?
Not too bad, man. I just noticed you there in the waiting room. I didn't know how long you were sitting there.
No, just a couple minutes, about 8 or 9 minutes, that's all.
Oh, right on, right on. So what happened to you tonight?
It just wasn't my night, man. It got a late start tonight. I didn't feel comfortable in the truck, and just all kinds of things just didn't go my way, so I just pulled off early.
Right on. Well, I mean, it's been a rough night. I mean, you know, we're already looking at, I believe it's, just bringing it up here now, it's 7 cautions for 21 laps so far. So it's been a rough night compared to the 4 that you had last year.
Yeah, it's been a little rough tonight. Trucks are pretty loose here tonight for some reason, and of course, you know, it's Darlington. The track too tough to tame, so. Yeah,
that's true, and I was commenting, there's a lot of black paint on the wall. Lady in Black is earning her stripes here tonight.
Yes, Lady in Black caught me, I think, lap. It took her a while to catch me, but she finally caught me.
Yeah, she can be a little bit of a nuisance, that woman. But anyway, yes. So what do you think of the race so far? Marty's got a heck of a fast truck, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's been a good race. Marty Calvert's been running pretty good tonight. I think he's led almost every lap from what I can gather. Not every lap, but he's been up front most of the time.
No, well, actually, there's been 3 lead changes only. It's been Marty and Steven, and I'm not quite sure. Someone else, I think, during a caution lap, I think one other truck had the lead. So it was basically Marty for the majority and then Steven for a few. So that's that. Yeah. Only three lead changes, according to my what it's telling me. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, being in the truck, all I knew was Marty was the leader for a while. But I'll tell you right now, keep your eye on Ty Bostic. He's worked his way up to 3rd. He won last week, and he was given an EOL because he won last week. He's currently running 3rd right now.
He's right up there. He's right on the back bumper of Stephen Kirby, and so yeah, he's looking without a doubt. He's looking. I'm just taking a look out his windshield right there now, so you can see out his windshield that yeah, he's right there. So if he can get by Steven, I think he might be able to run for Marty, but it's hard to say.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Marty's got a pretty quick truck. He pulled away from Steven pretty good. It kind of surprised me because Kirby's been a good truck this year too, but it almost makes me wonder though, is Ty just sitting back and saving his stuff? I mean, it's only lap 80. We got it's a 125 lap race, so we still got a little ways to go. So is he saving his stuff, waiting for the right time to pounce? You know, only time will tell with that.
That's right. I mean, you know, and it's these 3 guys. I mean, Marty's out in the lead, and then 1 second back is Steven and Ty. But then it's 3 seconds back, 3 seconds, 3.25 seconds back to Ben George. Ben George is back there, you know, like he's back and forth. But these 3 guys out front, man, they're just driving away.
Yeah, they've put on a good show. I mean, now Marty's starting to put a little bit of a gap. He's slowly pulling away from Kirby, but I mean, it's not too far out there yet, but these guys are definitely putting on a show. They've checked out from the rest of the field pretty much. because you give or take, it's about 2 seconds back, from Ty Bostic to William Carnes. So these guys are right now the class of the field. So.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. These guys are just driving away. We're just looking at the windshield now on the broadcast of Stephen Kirby, looking at the fading tailgate of Marty's truck. Because Marty is again just driving away. He's a little over a second ahead of him, and but again, like you say, there's about 42 laps left to go in this thing. So a lot of things can happen. We got a few more cautions possible. You just never know. Broadcaster curse every time I say caution, or every time I say, well, there might be an accident. By gee, I tell you what, I got a little bit of voodoo in me or something, because I've been not saying I'm the cause of the cautions, but I'll tell you what, when I start talking about them, it comes to pass.
Yeah, it's funny because last year David would bring me up in the booth every now and then when we were racing. And it seemed to be like every time he'd pull me up in the booth, I'd wreck right afterwards. So he's like, I'm going to stop interviewing you.
So yeah, it's not a good thing. So we have Pete Woodrum. He just came into the pits. David Watts has been in the pits for a long time. He's been in there for 22 minutes. So I think he's done for the night. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he's definitely hurting. We're going to go and we'll take a look at Pete Woodrum right now in the one truck. He's coming into the pits right now. Just going to take a look. I believe he's coming in for regular service. He's just going to get some tires.
Yeah, he should be coming in for a regular service. I'm keeping my eye on Bryn George right now, because we got a battle picking up between Bryn George, Stephen Mormon, Jeff Nairn, and Zachary Ward. It's a pretty tight battle back there right now between 4th, 5th, 6th, and 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Yeah, and Jeff Nairn's right there. Yeah, Jeff Nairn's in the 8th position right there. So yeah, he's at the tail end of these 4 trucks, but they're definitely fighting it out a little bit as well, aren't they?
Yes, it's nice to see a battle. I mean, you got that battle up, for 2nd and 3rd, but I think they're just kind of holding steady right now, and looks like Bryn George might be coming down pit road right now as we speak.
It looks like he's coming into the pits, exactly. So we're just he's coming in.
And there's a caution. Oh no, there's a caution.
Oh,
did Bryn George cross that line as the caution came out? If he did, that's
I don't know. Bryn passed that caution line or not. I'm just going to back him up just a hair. We're going to take a real quick look. Just take a peek. Yeah. Just take a peek and see if he it looked like he didn't go down pit lane, but he did cross the line, and then he drove around it. So,
and if he crossed that line, the commitment line, he might be put a lap down. That was an issue we had last week at Las Vegas.
Exactly. I'm just looking for the caution. I don't see where the caution is. It's not coming up on my ticker. To see.
So I've got it right now, Art, as we speak. It's John Ledger, and I'm not sure who it is, but John Ledger is on the inside. It looks like, who's the 19 truck? Ledger's the 19. There's a truck on the outside of him, looked like it blinked, and that's all it wrote. Like, I don't see a truck after that.
Okay.
So.
I'm not. Usually, I have a red flag. I have a listing of the drivers, and I have a red flag comes up that tells me when they have a trouble or when they have an issue. So I'm just backing him up there now, real fast, just to take a look and see if I can see.
Pick a John Ledger lap 86. So it might be him, and I want to say maybe Tristan Bass, the 78.
I'm looking, but I'm not seeing. I see where Bryn George went by him. Oh, there's smoke in the distance, though, so I'm not quite sure. I'm just trying to take a look and see if I can see a good view. Because again, it's not coming up for my ticker to get a good idea where the smoke and where, because when he pulled off, it's not coming up. That's just crazy. I apologize to everyone watching. I'm looking for it, but I just don't see it. I don't see the issue at all. So we're gonna go back. Duke Smith is actually the only one that stayed out at this moment. I believe he stayed out to get his lap back. I believe he was down a lap. I could be wrong. we're going to bring up our NASCAR scoring tower and take a look and see if we can see where Duke Smith is. Duke Smith is, where's Duke Smith? No, Duke Smith is 17. He's leading this thing right now, according to the ticker. So I thought he was a lap down. He was following the pace truck to get his lap back and get a wave around. But it's not showing that to me at this moment in time.
Per race chat, because I've still got it live, you know, up on my screen. I'm still able to see the chat and hear the drivers talking. Per race chat, it is Tristan Bass and John Ledger. Those were the two. So I'm not sure what happened between them, but that would probably be the cause of the caution. One of those two.
Okay. Yeah, because I have a yellow flag listed, but I have no reason why the yellow flag came out.
Yep.
I'm just taking a quick look again. There's a 17 and 1. But
yes. So like I said, it was 86, 85. I was on board with, you know, the 19 of Ledger, but like I said, the 78 of Tristan Bass disappeared. They were side by side going down the back stretch. After that, I don't know what happened because one of the, you know, Tristan Bass disappeared. But
okay. Yeah, no, unfortunately, that's one accident that I can't bring up. But anyway, we're getting ready to go again. It looks like the lights are off on the pace truck. They're all geared up. They're going into turn 3 now. So looks like we're going to get this thing back underway.
Yep, as DW would say, boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
There you go. There you go. I miss hearing that every time we hear racing, for sure.
Up front, it looks like it's Duke Smith and Stephen Kirby beat Calvert off of pit road. So let's see what happens here.
There you go. Duke Smith has got a big jump. He's jumping out in front right there. Stephen Kirby's right there. So we'll see. They're getting in the single file lineup.
Tell you what, don't sleep on that number 5 truck. It's Zach Ward. He's moved up to 5th now. He's been running, you know, back there 7th to 8th, so he gained a little bit. And it looks like Duke Smith he's going to be freight train. Kirby, Bostic, Calvert, Zach Ward, all 4 driving on the inside of Duke Smith.
Yeah, he led it for what he led, and then that was it. Boys are saying, nope, we're in a hurry. Get out of the way. So
yes.
They didn't give a push or anything. He just kind of got, you know what? You guys are a little bit faster than me, so maybe I'll let you guys go by. So Stephen Kirby is out in the front of this thing. That leaves Marty in 3rd, though, and I bet you Marty doesn't like being in 3rd place after running out front so long.
No, because you figure, is it going to be the dirty air? Will the dirty air mess him up? I mean, he's faster than Ty Bostic right now. He's looking, so...
Yeah, and Ty's right on the back end of the 109 of Steven. And I'll tell you what, Zach is right there in 4th, right on the back end of Marty. So they're just...
Actually, Kirby's up front. Yeah, so it's Calvert, Marty Calvert's 3rd or 4th, so he's the one that's been leading, so...
Yeah, he's definitely going to see what he can do with it, but he's just kind of looks like he's riding along back there. He doesn't look like he's doing much of anything. I'm going to jump in with Zach Ward. I'm going to look out his windshield. He's in 4th place right now. So as far as the broadcast go, we're looking out the windshield of Zach Ward's truck, seeing what he can see. He's looking at the 3 trucks in front of him, and all he can see is Philmar, the back of Marty Calvert's truck. So we're going to have to keep an eye on these 4 drivers, because one of these 4 could very possibly take this away here in another 32 laps.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know if you have a thing to measure their gas, but I think a full tank of gas is between 31 and 33 laps. So, I mean, this is going to get real dicey and interesting here, you know, depending on how many laps are left. Yeah,
well, I was told a few guys came back, because I always ask to get 60% fuel at this track, but it's between 34 and 35 laps per tank of fuel. So They just went in for pit service, but that was just outside the window of 35 laps, I believe. So it's going to be tight. Like, they may be like a lap short. Like, some of these guys may be a lap short trying to do anything here.
Yeah, my rule of thumb on iRacing is it all depends on your steering offset, steering ratio, and all that, because your steering ratio plays a factor in your how much fuel you burn. 'Cause
Exactly.
I've explored with that in in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and going upwards or downwards, sometimes you gain a lap or two. Now I always seem to gain a couple laps because I'm a back marker pretty much. I run about middle to the back of the field. I'm always easier on the throttle, so I save more anyway, no matter what steering
Exactly.
ratio I'm on. But it's that all plays game, and there's a caution.
There's a caution there. That's John Ledger. He crashed. Just jumping back to it there now. We're going to take a look and see what happened to John. We're trying to take a look and see. I'm not sure what happened to him. His front fender's off the truck, so I'm going to have to rewind this, take a look, and see what happened to John. He's
Oh,
ready.
the 78, the Tristan Bass, waited for him.
Okay, we're just going along with him right there now. He has no front fender on the driver's side of the truck. He scraped the wall. He's going down low. He just went up high. He ran right into the wall like he just slid up the track. Wow.
So, I'm going back to lap 95 on my camera.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan Bass was in front of the 19 of Ledger, pulled down, waited, and then right before you get into the turn, Tristan Bass turned hard right up into Ledger and put him hard in the wall.
Okay, so I'm seeing the after effect of that right now. So I'll have to back up a little bit further back because this is what I'm seeing here. So I just see, yeah, I'm just going through the camera here. That's where he pulls off. So we're going to have to go back to where he crashed.
Yeah, so if I was you, you can go, if you start at lap 96, rewind to when they come off the turn on lap 95 to take 96, and that'll start it perfectly for you.
Okay, I got him right there. Bass is in the 78, correct? Yes, so he's in the 78.
Yes, Ledger's in the 19.
Okay, okay, yeah, they were bouncing off each other there. Okay, I see where it is there now. We're going to back up a little bit more. See if I can get a little bit better angle. This is where he lost his driver's side front fender when Tristan got up into him. So they were just driving along fairly decently together. See if I can get a better angle on that. They're up against the catch fence, so it's hard to see. Get a good angle.
Now, keep in mind the last caution was those two. So, is it a little bit of retaliation? There's something else we got to look into, even though we didn't see it the last caution, but it looks like there might be some words there.
There could be some rivalries happening here, right? Directly. Okay, so we're gonna have to go back up to the leader because they're going to be up here racing again. I got to get back up here before they take off on me. I did that last night. I was broadcasting a race last night, and I feel so terrible because they crashed with 1 lap or 2 laps to go. So I was back there watching the race, and by the time I got done watching the replay or rebroadcasting the replay, the race was over. I had to rewind the end of the race so everyone could see how the race ended. So I felt bad about that. So, like I told the winner at the end of the race, he won the race actually twice because he won it when I wasn't watching, and then he won it again when the instant replay.
So we got to watch for flying helmets on pit road tonight. The lady in black is stirring the pot.
I would have to say. So you have Ty Bostic. He's actually on the outside of Stephen Kirby on now. So we're going to see if Ty Bostic got something to say about the end of this race. As you were saying earlier, he's going to be. Go ahead.
We're gonna see what this is gonna shake up to be. And don't forget, Marty Calvert's right there on the inside too. So it all depends on who gets a good restart.
Zach Ward's right there as well. So,
I would like to be on the outside. You going into turn 1. So it's hard to see. We'll find out here in just a few minutes. As they should be going green this time.
Green flag's in the air. We're racing. There goes Steven. Steven trying to get a jump, but I'll tell you what, Ty Bostic is right there holding him on the outside.
Calvert is all over the back bumper of Kirby.
He's pushing him. He's trying to push him for sure. But there's Ty. Ty's pulling away on the outside.
Bostic is on the outside a little bit. They're neck and neck on down the back straightaway. They touch a little bit. Kirby down low. It opens up the door for Marty Calvert.
It did. Marty's right there on the back end of Ty.
Watch Zach Ward on the outside of Kirby right now. Zach Ward's got the outside. He's got the momentum. He's got him. He's clear. So Zach Ward up to third now, right behind Marty Calvert.
That slid Stephen Kirby back into fourth position, so he's going to have to do some hustling now to catch up. They've got 23 laps to go, so they're going to get a little bit tight here, I think.
Now you got Ty Bostic with the clean air. What can he do with the clean air? Can he check out?
He has not been in the clean air yet tonight, so he's always been in the dirty air following behind other trucks. So let's see if he's got some horsepower under the hood. He might be able to pull away.
We're getting ready to find that out right now, but keep in mind he started dead last, so we're going to see what he can do. Right now he looks comfortable in P1.
He does at that for sure. And he's avoided most of the accidents and wrecks during the evening as well. So he's been doing fairly well, keeping his truck nice and clean and green. So we'll see if he got... Go ahead.
I tell you right now, though, Zach Ward's got a lot of patience tonight. Even though he started fourth, it's not been his night tonight. He's just kind of been chill and mellowed out. He's buying his time. So Zach Ward is just sitting patiently in third.
Yes, at the very least it'd be a podium finish, but I'm sure he's anxious to get a little bit better than that. I think he's looking at the back end of Marty and saying, I want second place at least.
I tell you what, though, racing with these guys week in and week out, this is a good run for Zach tonight, though. He's had some bad luck the past couple weeks, and sitting there P3rd right now, he's probably pretty happy about it.
I bet you he's probably got a big smile on his face right now, as long as we don't have any more cautions, as long as we don't have any more trouble, and if he can keep Stephen Kirby off his back door.
He can keep them back there. We're good. Right now they got about an equal distance between first and second and third and fourth. So it's about, maybe a truck or two car length behind them, and I think it's going to be a good race here. We'll see what happens though.
Yeah, well, Ty's definitely feels comfortable out in front. He's not being really pushed by Marty at all at the moment, although Marty's taking a look down low. Going to see if he can see anything and see if he can do something with it, but he's just basically following along behind. Again, 19 laps to go. He could be just biding his time, waiting for 4 or 5 laps to go.
Yeah, I don't know, though. He went down low, and it allowed Zach Ward to get a run on him there last turn, so he might rethink that. He might be like, okay, I can't do that again, because Zach Ward right now is all over the bumper of Marty Calvert.
He is. He's right there. He's just itching to see if he can do something with it. Without a doubt.
Marty Calvert back down low again. It looks like Zach just followed him, and Zach gets a run coming off at the turn. There he goes, looking on the inside.
He's looking on the inside. Yeah. There he goes. He's getting a run on him. He's getting past him.
Getting a run, but Calvert's on the outside. Calvert's going to get a run on the outside going to the back straightaway. No, it looks like Zach Ward's going to get him clear, and Stephen Corby's going to come by. Calvert looks like he tagged the wall a little bit.
I'll tell you what, Ty Bostic is just up there smiling because he said, as long as these guys are fighting back there, I can drive away from them.
He can, but you know what? Here's the problem, though. He's opened up enough gap. Zach Ward's now got clean air, too. So let's see what these two can do now.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, Ty Bostic has about almost a second lead on Zach. So we're going to go and take a look, but he has about a second and a half over Stephen Kirby in third. So I'll tell you what, I don't know. Looking pretty good right now for Ty, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
This is we're going to have to wait to see what happens, because this is one of Zach's better tracks is Darlington. He loves Darlington, so we're going to see what he can do.
I tell you what, Marty Calvert, he dropped all the way back to 6th position now, so I don't know what's going on with Marty. He's been running so hard and so fast at this thing all night long, but all of a sudden he's back there in 6th position. not doing.
Yeah, he tagged the wall a little bit. I think that messed with his aerodynamics. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to look at the Zachary Ward is catching Ty Bostic. He's shaved that down to a .534 now. He's a half a second back now, so he's coming.
He's definitely got him in the front window. He wants that first place. If he can get it, he's going to take it.
And there's a caution.
That's not what Ty wanted to see. West Gallo has crashed. Oh my goodness. We're going to go back to West Gallo, see what happened to West.
That'll save everybody will be good to go on gas now.
Okay, so Wes is up against the wall. He has the 8 behind him. Phil Beaver in the 60 is down below on the low side of him. I think he's just going to go up and tag the wall. And when he comes back off, he slides down into the front of the 60. I think it's a bit of a net code because it kind of spun the 7 a little bit sideways. Then the 8 got into the back of the 60. So the two of them got into it. Spun West Gallo around again, facing the wrong way on the track. The front end of his truck comes up, tags the outside wall again. We're going to go back into the 60 and see if I can do a replay from the windshield of the 60. If I can find him right there, Philip Beaver. I'm going to back it up just a hair. I know Ty is not happy because Ty was doing good running out front there of Zach Ward. So we're going to take a look back through the windshield. See if we can take a look, see what happened. There's there is Wes Gallo coming down in front of the 60. Philip Beaver's truck. Got into him. Spun him around. That was all she wrote. I'll tell you what. Back to live again. Everyone's in the pits. Everyone's getting fuel. Some of them are getting tires. Bostic is out. I'll tell you what. Stephen Kirby's out in front of him. Philip Beaver's out in front of him. David Balasari is out in front of them. David is leading this thing right now. So Ty Bostic is regulated back to 4th position by the looks of things. So it's going to be a little bit of run to the finish. Zach Ward came out 5th position.
It's going to be interesting now. These guys. So Philip Beaver, according to Philip Beaver on the radio, he said he had no tires left, so he must have used all his tires. So I don't know where Beaver is right now.
He's in 2nd position right now. So
that's probably why he stayed out, because he has no tires left, and he just said, "I'm sorry, guys, if I." So it's getting ready to get interesting. So it makes me wonder: does David Baldassari does he have any tires left? You know, I mean,
I'm not sure.
It's getting ready to get interesting.
It's going to get real interesting real fast.
But see, here's the question: we know those guys behind him can make it on gas now. Remember that one caution was right on the line, so
it's going to be tight for a few of these drivers. It's like I was saying, you know, like somebody's going to be 1 lap short, maybe 2 laps short. So that's going to be a trick. Then we have Ty Bostic. He's in the 3rd position. He's so in 3rd. Actually, he's in 4th position. He's on the outside. We're right in behind Philip Beaver. So we got the pace truck is off. They're coming around.
Get interesting. William Carnes worked his way up there. He's right next to Zach Ward. And David spins the tires a little bit, stacks the inside line up, and the outside's going to clear everybody.
That's right, and that's perfect for Ty Bostic. He's right there. He's taking 2nd place, and he's just running behind Philip Beaver. Now, I don't know what Philip's got for tires. What's he got for damage or anything else?
He's got old tires, and Ty Bostic's on fresh tires, so
I tell you what, 10 laps to go. There goes Ty. Ty's going for 1st.
Well, Ty's going to go for it. Ty's going to get him clear here on the inside. Oh, it's getting ready to get dicey here. And there's a... Oh, that's a yellow flag out behind him.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Mark Ward crashed. Mark Ward crashed in the back. We're going to take a look at Mark Ward. Take a look at his truck. The number 10 truck. He was running right by himself, all by himself out there. I'm not quite sure if he came around the corner and just got a little loose or what happened to him. He was catching up. Oh, the 07, the one got into the back of West Gallo. The 78 and the 55 got into it. And then the 10 got into the 1.
Well, that's, it got interesting because the caution came out for that, and the 66 and the 97, it looks like the 66 of Chandler Chalbot and David Baldessari, they got, looks like they got into it too. So I'm not sure if, because they almost both spun out too. So
I'm just backtracking right now. I got my view on the 66 of Chandler. So we're just looking to see. Just rewinding it here real fast. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, everyone's going backwards here. So we're just going to take a look and see. They got awfully tight right there. Okay, there we go. Yes, they were sideways.
Yeah, they saved it. I was really surprised.
I got them going around in slow motion. The 97 is low. The 66 is high. Now, the 97 slid up just a little bit into the back quarter panel of the 66. The 109 got in behind the 97 and gave him a little tag. So the 66 and 97 were both sideways on the track. Steven and Marty, they were behind both of these guys. They both went low, but they were perfectly fine. They saved it, I guess. You might say they saved it.
Yeah.
That's when they were all wrecking in behind them, actually, at the moment.
Yeah. So it's crazy when the caution came out. I was like, wow, okay.
I'll tell you what, this is now 11 cautions, I believe. We're going to go back to live. Back to live.
I'm gonna tell you right now that it's gonna be a good finish. Bostic, Karn, and Beaver, or Zachary Ward. Beaver's on old tires, so he's gonna restart third. So it's gonna give Zachary Ward the outside.
Okay, so they're coming around. I believe I'm live, but I don't want to run into the same situation I ran into last night. I hit the live button after I was doing a replay, and I was still in slow motion. So they just went across pit lane, or the start-finish line, now.
Yes.
So
they're getting ready to go into the turn here in a few seconds.
Okay, so we're okay then as far as where we're supposed to be. The lights are off on the pace truck. Riding along with Ty Bostic on the outside.
So, for those of you that are watching us, if you're not familiar with how the league runs, the leader has lane choice on these restarts. He can choose bottom or outside, so if you're wondering, that's why Ty Bostic's on the outside. Like I said earlier, I would want him restart on the outside here at Darlington. That's what Ty Bostic's doing.
Yeah, see, you get a little bit more grip maybe on the outside. I mean, personally, I like running the low line as a rule, but I haven't run Darlington for a while. So again, without being on the track and having boots on the ground, so to speak, I'm not quite sure how the trucks are running tonight. Okay, the pace truck is off though.
Yep, they're getting ready to go green flag this time by.
Zach Ward is right on the back of Ty Bostic. He's ready to give him a big push to get him going. Green flag's in the air.
There they are in the restart zone. Zachary Ward might have a William Karn clear going in this turn. We'll find out because they'll be on the outside.
There's Ty. Ty got a big jump. He's out in front. Now Zach is on the outside of the 81 though. He's looking to see if he can take second.
Looks like he's got Karn clear.
Oh, they're wrecking in the back. 16's wrecking.
Oh.
16's wrecking. I'll go back.
And the 16 will be Calvert, right?
I believe it was.
Yes, the 16 is Calvert.
Well, maybe it wasn't him. Maybe. Oh my goodness! I'm just trying to get back there. It's not coming up as a yellow flag for me, but it looked like the 16. going to try to back him up and see if I can see what was going on. It was back there a little ways. I seen it in the distance. It might have been the 78 as well. Let's see if I can back it up here and take a better look. It was the 78. I apologize. It was the 78. We're going to stop right there, jump into the 78 truck. Christian Bass. We're going to ride along with him. The 333 was right behind him. Mark Ward was in front of him. The one truck of Pete Woodrum was right in front of him as well. He was just riding along. He was going to pass the 10 on the inside. Looks like the 10 went out and hit the wall, and it might have came down into the side of the 78. That was enough to spin. That's what just enough to spin both of them.
Yep. That's exactly what happened.
The 10 fared better than the 78 did. Tristan Bass was spun right around, and that's what caused that to happen. Okay, so that's where the flag came from. 78's back out on into the pits now. Okay, let's see if we can get this back up to full speed. Back up with your leaders. 3 laps to go. So
I'll tell you what, this week's been interesting. If it's any indication to come, the Monster Mile next week might be a good race.
I've said that a little bit earlier there. There's going to be some retribution possibly there. There's going to be a little bit of beating and banging next week. I get the feeling. A few of these guys might want to, they're not going to do a whole lot of damage on a short track, you know what I mean? But they'll definitely let their feelings be felt, so to speak.
Well, Dover's a good track for it. Dover's my home track, though, so hopefully I can get a good finish next week, because I'm a Delaware boy, so hopefully I can put on a good show for everybody.
Yeah, there now. I've driven by Delaware, Monster Mile. I've never been into it. The only place I've actually been physically at, well, I've been to Vegas, but not during a race. I've been to Bristol. I've been to the Coliseum during a race back in the day, and that was my one and only full NASCAR weekend. But it was a heck of a lot of fun. It was just happened by chance. I was driving a truck out of where the heck was I? South Carolina, somewhere down there, and had to go back up to Toronto with the load. And it just happened to be on a Friday, and I called dispatch and said, "Hey, do you mind if I deliver that sometime Monday night?" And they said, "There's no rush." So I got a chance to go see races for the entire weekend. It was awesome.
That's great. Yeah, I've not been to a NASCAR race at Bristol, but a couple years ago when they covered the track back up at Dirt and ran the sprint cars and the super lates and the modifieds, I worked there for like 2 straight weeks for the dirt track races.
Oh yes, yeah.
That was a great time. I used to work for Charlotte Motor Speedway for a couple years, so
Okay.
I've been to a couple tracks.
I would say yes. You had the in, didn't you? You had the in. All right, we got the turn 4. Boys are coming out of it. Ty Bostic and Zach Ward, they're side by side now. Let's see who's going to take the jump here. 3 laps to go. Green flag's in the air. Away we go.
It looks like Zach might have spun his tires a little bit. That inside line's been spinning tires here the past couple of restarts.
It has been. It hasn't been pulling away. That's probably why Ty wanted to take the outside lane. He knows what's going on with it. We got 2 laps to go. They're wrecking. The 17, the 27's around. Oh my goodness. Ty's not catching a break at this thing at all.
He's not catching a break, but I tell you right now, Zach Ward is loving that one because he just gave up that spot to Chandler. And now that puts Zach Ward on the outside now. So it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be.
Zach,
Okay.
Zach Ward,
go ahead.
Yeah.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Zach Ward probably, I was going to say he's going to go on the outside, but no, he'll probably restart on the inside of row 2, so it's really not going to help him.
No, it's probably not. Okay, so I got the replay up here now. So we have the 27. Who came down? Someone was up into the wall. It looks like the 26 was up into the wall. Came down into the side of the 27, put him right up on his side almost flipped him over his roof, but he was able to get all 4 wheels back on the ground. But he's been run in he's just driving the heck out of the passenger side of his truck, the 26 is, into the 27. And that's what caused the caution to come out. Didn't involve anyone else. 26 and 27, they were the only two that were involved. So we're going to go back up to live. Back up to Ty Bostic. I'll tell you what. We have 3 green-white checkers here tonight. And I'm not quite sure which one we're on.
I'm not sure neither. I'm going to guess this should be the second one. Because we're at, 127, so I'm going to guess this is the second green-white checker.
And we had 13 cautions for 38 laps. 13 cautions. Wow. 6 lead changes now, though. So Ty Bostic is in the lead. Chandler Chabot is actually in second place now in the 66, and then Zach Ward is back in third. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I mean, don't sleep now. But Marty Calvert's he's going to restart on the outside.
He's right there behind Ty Bostic. But probably if Ty takes the outside again, he's going to be right there giving him a big push. And then William Curran, he's not really being talked about a lot today, but I'll tell you what, the 81 in the 5 in the 5th position, he's right there as well. So yeah, it's going to be. Checker a record by the time they get around here. But we're going to try one more time. Green, white checker. We're going to
it's going to be an interesting race because, Chandler's probably hungry for a win. So, I mean, it's getting ready to get interesting here.
I think it's going to get very interesting. I think it's going to get, Ty has got his work cut out for him. He wants this win. He's going to try for it. But I'll tell you what, he's going to have to work for it here. I'll tell you, he's right there in the midst of a lot of traffic. He appears to have a fast truck when he's out in clean air. So
clean air is everything at every track, especially here at Darlington. You want the clean air. So we're going to find out. Strap in and hold on because they're going green flag this time.
There we go. Pace truck is off. Ty's already out a little bit. Green flag's in the air. Ty's getting a jump. Chandler looks like he was a little slow.
Zach Ward jumped to the outside. Smart move on him. He should be able to clear Chandler.
He should be. I believe he will. Now he's fell in behind him now, but there's Marty. Marty's right there. He's saying, I want the lead back. Oh, look, they're wrecking again. The 07 is back in the back. They're wrecking again. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
This is, the question is, did they use up all the green white checkers?
I don't know. It was almost identical wreck from the last one that they had. So I'm just going back. Wes Gallo. Just got to rewind here real quick. Just take a quick look at his truck and see what happened to Wes. So it was the 11 on the outside. Wes was down a little bit low. The 11 went into the wall, bounced off the wall, came down, and got into the 07. And then the 11 pushed the 07, Wes Gallo, down the track. It was almost identical to the last wreck. Almost like the exact same wreck as last time. Unbelievable. So it says we have 3 laps to go. So I think we're on our last green-white checker. Hopefully these guys can get this thing together. So that we have Ty Bostic in the lead. Marty Calvert is in second place. And Chandler Cabot is in third. Zach Ward is in fourth. William Curran is in fifth. Bryn George is in sixth. Jeff Nairn is in seventh. Brandon Fiedler is in eighth. Philip Beaver is in ninth. And Steve Mormon is in 10th position.
Yeah, I tell you right now, though, if anybody is happy about that caution, it'll probably be Zach Ward, because he's going to restart on the outside behind Ty Bostic now. But the problem is, I believe that's the final green-white checker.
This is going to be checker or record this time around, I believe. So,
yes.
And the problem with it is now Marty is on the inside of Ty Bostic. We'll have to see whether he takes the inside or the outside. I believe he's going to take the outside again. But
Marty's got a fast truck tonight, so it's definitely going to be interesting. He's led a lot of laps tonight, and Ty Bostic capitalized and took over late in the race. So we're going to see what happens here.
it's going to be very interesting. We're going to see both of these trucks are fast. One of them's going to get the jump. I'm not quite sure which one. I'm kind of leaning towards Ty, but I'll tell you what, Marty's got a fast truck again. So, I mean, it's a crapshoot. It's down to being Vegas. You know what I mean?
Crapshoot, you're right. But the question is, Marty's on the inside. That bottom line on these restarts has been spinning tires. So
Good point.
It's going to get interesting here.
It's a good point on the tire spin. That's a possibility. I mean, he's out there trying to get the rubber and the excess crap off his tires, weaving back and forth. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Ty does have the advantage, but
I tell you what now, Bryn George has worked his way back up there into the picture too. He's been MIA for, last 20 laps.
exactly, he's in sixth position right there, but he's right behind Zach, so we'll see if he can do something with it. Here we go, green flag in the air. We're racing again.
Flag is out.
I tell you what, Ty's not getting that big of a jump on Marty, not like he has in the past. So
They're pretty much dead even going through the turn. Marty's got a run down on the bottom.
He does have a run, without a doubt. He did not spin his tires at all. They're wrecking.
They're piling up on the backstretch.
Oh, and that's the way it's probably going to end that way. We're going to watch it and follow this through for a minute. We'll go back to the wreck, but I'll tell you what, it looks like it's going to be Marty.
That might be the way it ends. Yeah.
That may be the way it ends. What?
Yes, that might be.
I'm going to go back. I mean, we know where these guys are. They slowed down. That's the final lap. So this is the final lap of the race. So it's going to be Calvert, Bostic, Fiedler, Mormon, Troyne. That's the way it looks. I'm going to go back and take a look at that wreck real quick. See what happened. See if I can run it through. Looks like the 66...
66 and the 5 touched a little bit, and then the 5 bounced off the wall, and the rest was history.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like to me as well. Yep, the 5 came up, the 81 get into the back of them, and then the 45 get into 81, the 5 get into 66. Like, everyone went for a ride. Everyone's going for a ride on this. So,
and the word is, that was the finish. Ty Bostic just congratulated Marty Calvert on the win. So
wow.
that's the finish.
Wow. I tell you what, Ty was trying. Ty was right there. He's got a podium, but oh man, I'll tell you what, it's disappointing. I'm sure it's disappointing for Ty.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, but now the question rises. Last week the cautions came out on the green flag pit stops, coming down the pit road. This week we didn't have that issue. We just had a lot of cautions on the track, so it raises the questions. I mean, was it really, and I said last week, I was talking last week, I said I don't think it's just the pit entrance. I just think we got so many more trucks in the league now, and so many fast trucks. I mean, it's
yeah, it's a heck of a run. There's Marty Calvert. He's burning it down there in front of the grandstands there. Well-deserved race tonight for Marty. I tell you what, he led this thing for the longest time between him and Stephen Kirby, and so it's almost appropriate for him to be taking this thing home. Although I'll tell you what, Ty Bostic, he really wanted it. If Ty could have had it, he would have had it for sure. All right, go back out. We have the results. So in first place, Marty Calvert. Second, Ty Bostic. Brandon Fiedler in third. Steve Mormon in fourth. Zach Ward in fifth. Max Troyne in sixth. Philip Beaver in seventh. Duke Smith in eighth. Tristan Bass in ninth. Pete Woodrum in 10th. Justin Moyer's 11th. Bryn George is in 12th. David Balisari is in 13th. Mark Ward is in 14th. He did pretty good there, actually, at the end of it. Then we have Stephen Kirby. He was all the way back to 15th at the end of it. Jeff Nairn is in 16th. Eric Olson, 17th. William Curran was in 18th. Chandler Chabot was in 19th. Wes Gallo was in 20th. Then we had Corey Goodall in 21st. Jeffrey Belk was in 22nd. John Ledger was in 23rd. Marshall Dugan, 24th. David Watts, 25th. Kane Vindmark is in 26th. And Evan and Mick, I'm not sure if he even started. He was there at the first of it, and then
I don't think he started because he didn't qualify. So
okay, he might have been just a starting park, I was thinking. So we're going to jump down. We're going to see who's in the waiting room. We're going to look for. So it was be Marty, Ty, and then Brandon. So we'll see if we can grab on to Brandon, bring him up here. Hey, Brandon, you got a copy? Sergeant Marshall up here in the booth.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
That's a heck of a run, man. You snuck your way in there, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a really weird night. From running fifth, basically, from running top five, basically all the first stage, and then getting loose and wrecking myself, and then basically just working my way back up, and then the green white checkers that happened just kind of helped me move from, I think I was 10th at the first one to third on this last one when everyone wrecked off a 2. So I will take it after. It's a really good points net. I really needed that this week.
Right on. I'll tell you what, it was an interesting race to broadcast and to watch. So many accidents. You were caught up in a couple of them there. Was there any major damage to you, or you were just kind of avoiding them for the most part?
The ones that I was involved in, I think there was one, which is the one I spun off of 4. I did get a little right rear damage from it. I came in, tried to not use my fast repair, but the next restart, I realized the car was just way too loose to drive straight. So the next caution, I came down and used my fast repair and managed to avoid all the rest of the accidents and just kind of worked my way all the way back up.
Right on. Well, I'll tell you, it was a heck of a run. What do you think, Marshall? You got anything for him?
Yeah, Brandon, it's been a hot minute, man. I've been enjoying racing with you guys this year for a couple of races. I mean, last year I talked to you in the booth a little while, so it's nice to hear you again. But man, you got a good finish tonight here at the end. I mean, it's been a crazy race. I mean, this has got to be a momentum builder for you heading into Dover next week. What do you think?
Hopefully, I am not good at Dover, but hopefully the combination of the trucks and Dover, and I've been trying a little different driving style in terms of how I get through corners. Hopefully that'll help me next week. But yeah, definitely a great run, finishing third after finishing. I think I finished like 9th or something last week at Vegas, so it's definitely looking in the right direction right now.
Yeah. Vegas was a weird race too. You know, we had all these cautions with, going into pit road. I mean, I was able to capitalize because, I was able to miss, the commitment cone when the cautions came out, unlike some people. So, but I mean, it's a good race for you tonight. I'm glad to see, get a top 3 here, and hopefully you can carry it, next week. And then you got the Xfinity cars. And 2 weeks after that, I believe it's Chicagoland. So hopefully you'll be able to build some momentum.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm unfortunately going to miss the Chicagoland race. I'm on vacation in Tennessee that week. But yeah, hopefully I can put something together at Dover next week. And when I come back from my trip, hopefully I can continue that momentum going into the following races. It's been kind of an up and down season for me with a couple 20th place or around 20th place finishes to start the year, but the last 2 have definitely really helped out.
Yeah, definitely. I know it's not been a great year for you. I mean, you're always fast week in and week out. Like I said, I've raced against all you guys last year, all past 2 years. So, my hat's off to you. I'm glad you got a good finish, and hopefully your season and your luck changes and you can, get back to where you need to be.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. See you next week, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see you next week, man. Good luck with when we get to Dover. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. Thanks for the luck, and just wanted to shout out my family for watching these races. I send it to them every week, and I hope I put on, or hopefully it's as fun as watching as it is racing these things.
Right on. All right, man. We'll see you at Dover next week.
Yeah. See you guys later.
All right, that was Brandon Fielder, and he was your third place driver. Now we're going to grab on to Ty Bostic. We're going to bring him up into the booth. Hey, Ty, it's Art and Marshall up here in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
I got you. How's it going, guys?
Not too bad
Pretty
up
good.
here. Not too bad. That was a heck of a run for you, man. I'll tell you what, you were right there at the end of the race. You were leading this thing. I mean, so many cautions, though. I bet you would have drove away from this thing if it wasn't for those darn cautions.
Yeah, it happens. I got good breaks and bad breaks, and obviously I got the bad break at the end. So that's how it works sometimes. It just worked out. One of the cautions, I ended up getting a good break and went from third or fourth to getting the lead because of different strategies, and stayed up there for a little while. And obviously, like I said, the bad break on the last caution got Marty up there, and of course Marty's a great racer, so he's hard to deal with, and edged me out there going out of 2 and into the race under caution again. So it is what it is. It was a good race, though.
Well, podium finish at the very least, and I'll tell you what, you deserve it because you did beat your way from the back. Starting at the back, after winning last week, and you beat your way through the entire pack to get up to the front. So I mean, like you had a good truck, but I'll tell you what, Marty was the truck to beat all night long.
Oh yeah, him and several of the guys right there had good pace. They were hard to get caught up to and staying with once I got to them. But yeah, Marty had a good race. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Darlington is always a lot of fun as long as you can not have too many cautions. Obviously, we had quite a bit going on there, but overall, once the racing's green, I enjoy Darlington a lot.
Right on. So going into Dover next week there, you think the short track's going to be a little beating and banging there? A little retribution for some of these fellas?
It probably will be. Not Darlington, but Dover usually is pretty good racing. Obviously, it's kind of a short track-ish. It can kind of be a little bit hectic sometimes too, depending on how people run, but I enjoy it a lot. It's a lot of fun. It's got a good little mixture of a mile and a half type style racing, but also short track at the same time. So Dover's up there in my favorites to run for sure. So I'm looking forward to it.
Right on. What you got for him there, Marshall?
I got one for you, Ty. So that one restart we had, it was David Baldazari and I believe who was the other guy? Philip Beaver, I believe. Those two stayed out. I know Philip didn't have any tires left. I heard him on the radio because that's one thing I was able to do since I stayed in. I didn't exit out all the way. I could still hear the radio a little bit. What was your thoughts? I mean, those guys had some old tires, and I mean, they're side by side on that restart. Did you guys, especially you, did you think, oh, this might be a parking lot going into turn 1 on that restart, or did you just kind of have a mindset like, okay, the first lane opens up, I want to go this way or go that way?
I was definitely kind of worried about it for sure. I wasn't sure who had the fresher tires. If I thought Philip might have had right sides, but apparently he was out. But he happened to launch off better than David did, luckily, because I was behind Philip. So I ended up scooting past David and ended up a couple turns later being able to work my way past Philip, which worked out well for me because a lot of the other guys that were duking it out with me there for a little while, I believe Marty and Steven and a couple other guys that were competing with us ended up getting caught behind them a little bit. So they ended up working out in my favor because obviously they got caught and I cleared them out and pulled away a little bit. So that worked out for me in the time. But it was definitely sketchy for sure.
Yeah, the clean air here at Darlington definitely matters. So all the tracks really, and even Zach Ward there for a minute. I thought he was going to make it interesting. At the end, running second or third there at the end. I was like, it's getting ready to get interesting. But man,
he appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, he did. But man, it's a good run for you, man. You won last week. You carried it over to this week. You had the EOL. I mean, you won last week, so you started back to back. Man, it's a good win. So hopefully you can do something next week, and then of course you got Chicago Lane after that, I believe, in the Xfinity car. So yeah, so hopefully you can carry all the momentum and just keep riding the high wave.
that's the goal. Hoping it stays that way. I can't complain too much about a second place. I'll take that about every time, especially in the new point format. Can't complain about second.
No, you can't. You got any shout outs you want to send out tonight?
Yeah, shout outs to y'all for putting on the broadcast and Zach for putting on the league. All my teammates in the SEM group. It's always a good time running with all these guys, and it's a good time running with this league when we don't have too many cautions, of course. But some growing pains early in the season, we'll get it figured out and start moving in the right direction. But I appreciate everybody that puts it on. I enjoy coming out here and racing with everybody.
Yes, sir. We enjoy having you out here. I enjoy racing against you. I wish I could have mixed it up better this week. I was able to run up there with you guys last week at Vegas. I had a good run last week, but not the finish I wanted. But hopefully next week I could back it up at Dover.
There you go. Looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. Have a good weekend. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week at the Monster Mile.
Y'all too. Appreciate it, guys.
Congratulations again on second place, Ty. All right, we're going to jump back. We're going to jump back down. We're going to grab on the Marty. Hey, Marty, you got a copy? Art and Marshall up here in the booth, buddy.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Yeah, we finally got a hold of you there. We had to work our way through those couple guys there that were in your way, I guess, for you to take this thing home. So you, I'll tell you what, you were there with Stephen Kirby just fighting back and forth most of the race. And then you got shuffled back, and at the end of the race, there you were, right at the front of the pack again.
Yeah, so I love long runs and green flag racing because that tends to be where I can shine the best. But this night in particular, I'll take the green white checkers because I needed them to cut through and get back up to the front row to have a shot at it there at the end. So it was a good race for the most part. We got a little wreck happy there towards the end, but I think it's such an odd combination of tracks starting this season out, and the truck drives different. They've made updates to it over the last year or so, and it does drive different than it used to. It's not as it's quote unquote easy to drive as it used to be. So. Moves around a lot, and when you got a pack, and tonight, it would sometimes you'd feel tight, and then all of a sudden the next time you go through somewhere you'd feel loose. So, but yeah, all in all, just happy to get back up front and put a win in the bank for this year. And we'll see if we can carry some momentum into the weeks to come.
Right on. Well, you definitely had a fast truck all night. I mean, like when you were at the front, you were definitely out in the lead. Did you find the right front tire was wearing down a lot? I was wondering about that. At the front tire wear, or did you have any issues with that?
No, right front was very manageable for the line that I was running. The right rear was really what I had to watch out for, especially in 3 and 4. That's where if you get back on the gas too fast, it'll just kind of burn it up. And early in the run, when you have good tires, it kind of fools you into a sense of security there because you can carry a lot of speed around those corners, and then after about 15 laps or so, all that goes away, and you have to adjust for it. So if you kind of approach that from the very beginning of the run with that mindset and take care of it while it still feels good, then for me it was very even and nicely balanced throughout the whole run.
Right on. Well, it definitely worked out for you in the end. Hey, Marshall, you got anything here for Marty?
Yeah, so Marty, it's been a hot minute. Last year I talked to you a few, and this year I don't think I've had a chance to really talk to you because I've been too busy racing with you guys. But you finally got that win, this year. Last year you won quite a bit. So at what point in time tonight, I know you controlled the race quite a bit, but once Ty got out front, what went through your mindset? Were you like, did you have a feeling that you needed a couple of cautions to have a chance, or did you just stay calm and be like, well, I can get him cautions or no cautions?
Yeah, when I let him by on that. After that restart, I was really mentally kicking myself because clean air does make a big difference in the truck now. And I felt like I kind of went into a mode where I started overdriving a little bit, and that hurt me a little bit early on in that run. And then Zach got by me, Kirby got by me, and so from there, you kind of start spiraling in your head. You're like, oh no, this is bad, this is bad. So I kind of had to mentally regroup, get back to just running my line, which was a little bit harder with trucks in front of you. But I was mentally getting ready to accept just a top 5 or a top 10 at that point, because I knew I had overdriven it, and I wasn't sure if we went green the rest of the way. It was also looking like if we went green to the end, were we going to have enough fuel or not? I was barely a half lap to the good, and that's if I was lifting a tad early and not going 100%. So I was really worried about that. So honestly, I was kind of happy to see the next caution come to mentally reset, get the tires, get the gas in, and then it was just, all right, let's go get all we can get.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you definitely had a fast truck tonight, and it sucks to see it end under caution. Using up all 3 of those green white checkers. But man,
Yep.
it's nice to see you back up front and get that win.
I appreciate it, and hats off to Ty for just clean running around 1 and 2 on that last lap. Neither one of us gave an inch. We knew neither one of us were going to lift, and it really went as well as it could. That was a really good showcase of Rockingham versus Kannapolis boys right there.
Yeah, I was just telling Art. I said it's about to get interesting here at the finish, but it hats off to a lot of you guys that run up front week in and week out. You guys seem to run clean, give each other space, and you put a good show on week in and week out. Even last year, racing with you guys. So hats off to all you guys up front, week in and week out, putting on a show for us.
I appreciate it. Yep, it's fun to do it, and I think all of us have a competitive edge, side in us. That's why we do this, and I think most of us have said it before. As long as we're having a good battle, if it's in the middle of the pack, at the front of the pack, it usually makes the night pretty fun. But it is a little extra cherry on top when you can come home with a win.
So I'm still looking for my first. So hopefully they come this year. So
Go ahead.
Other than that, keep working at it. You'll get it.
Well, like I said, my best bet is Daytona, Talladega, or Atlanta. So we'll find out soon.
There you go. So Dover next week. What do you think about Dover coming up? Short track racing, a little beating and banging.
I love Dover. Any track where you have to be on the brakes a little bit, I love.
Right on. So it like I say, there might be a few rivalries out there now. So we'll have to see. After tonight with so many yellow flags, there may be some rivalries happening that a little bit of vengeance being taking place next week at Dover.
I'd say the radio was a little spicy this evening, and it kind of was last week. So, I just got to go back to we're all getting in the groove and with the season and the truck, and hopefully we'll kind of settle it out from here on, and everybody will get into a rhythm. But hey, if there's not a little rivalry going on, then it's not quite as interesting, right?
Well, exactly. I mean, we don't want to see a lot of cautions during a race, and I was talking to Zach and a couple other fellows there earlier before the race started. About so many cautions last week, and hopefully not that many this week. But as a broadcaster, it adds excitement to the race, but also repacks you guys, so that way you're just not a string of trucks with 2 seconds in between all the trucks. You know what? It's nice to have you packed up together. Makes the racing a little bit... I mean, it drives the drivers crazy. I know it drives everybody crazy. Oh, my God, another caution. But I'll tell you what, for a broadcasting point of view and for the excitement it builds, it's interesting stuff. So as long as you don't get into caution, it's great to have.
That's right, and usually if you can get up front, you have a better chance of staying out of that. So I'm not as good at hot lapping, so qualifying, even though like Darlington I can do all right at, but as a rule, and you can see every race leading up this season, I really haven't qualified that well, and so you got to dig out of that hole from the very get-go. That's kind of something I got to work on this year and see if I can put the truck a little bit closer to the front from the start and go from there. But yeah, there's not many tracks on the season that I don't like. It really is more the cars. So when we get to the Cup car part of the season, that's my favorite car. The trucks are kind of my least favorite. And Xfinity somewhere in between. I still haven't quite figured that car out yet, but yeah, watch out when we get to the Cup part of the season. I'll try to turn it up a notch.
My personal problem with the Cup car is they keep forgetting that there's a fifth gear.
Oh,
So,
yep.
so okay, so you got anything to say to any of your friends, family, sponsors back home? Any of those people?
Oh, shout out to mom and dad, sister, brother-in-law, nephews, niece, my wife, of course, and boys, and to my teammates. We put in a lot of hard work this week together to try to get everybody in as good a spot as we can, and I just love racing with those guys. They're, Philip and Steve and Kirby are good guys, and couldn't ask for better teammates to hang out with and race with. So hats off to them.
Right on, right on. All right, man. Well, congratulations on your first place finish here at Darlington, Lady in Black. Yeah, we'll definitely look forward to seeing you in Dover next week.
All right. Thanks for doing the broadcast, guys. We appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
All righty, Marty.
You too, buddy. Thank you.
All righty, that was Marty Calvert, the first place winner of the Lady in Black, Darlington. I'd like to thank Marshall for coming into the booth there for a while there, Marshall. It's unfortunate that you quit the race early, but I was more than happy to have you up here in the booth with me.
It's all good. It's a pleasure to be up here at the booth, in the booth with you this year. I got to join David last year a few times, and I look forward to joining you a few more races this season. There's going to be a few races I take off this year. Points aren't really a issue for me this year, so on nights that I cut it short or don't race, I'll do my best to join you, and I look forward to it, and hopefully we get another good race so we can put on a show for the guys watching.
Exactly. Well, like I say, it was a lot of fun. And like I say, I have an open door at the booth, so if someone wrecks out or they retire from the race early for whatever reason, I don't mind having someone come up and join me. And yes, it was definitely a pleasure to have you with me in the booth because I don't have to talk as much.
Yeah, it's always easier to have, a second set of eyes up in the booth, when you're doing a broadcast. It can be a little tricky. So, you're doing a good job, man. It's you've done it a couple of races now, so, you're doing a good job. It's not easy doing it by yourself, so hats off to you, week in and week out, coming on here and, doing a broadcast for the guys. So much appreciation to you for that.
Well, thank you very much. Like I say, I'm fairly new at doing this, so it's something that I'm really enjoying doing. I love driving. I love being a driver. I'm a driver first, but this is definitely falling into a lot of fun for me to do. So anyway, so that's it from Darlington. We're going to let everyone go, and we're going to shut this thing down. But we will see you all next week at Dover. It's going to be fun. It might be interesting. We'll see if they do a little beating and banging. We'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. I look forward to seeing you next week in Art, and hopefully I can get a good finish next weekend and maybe join you in the booth on the other end in the interview next weekend.
There you go. Well, best of luck, man. We'll look for you at the top podium,
Yes.
top three driver here.
Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy. Have a good weekend, man.
All right. Everyone have a good